everybody, welcome back to my channel for the first time in a very long time actually, probably even before when I left for Australia. I am joined with my entire family in one video. So in case you are new here, this is my brother Harry, my dad and my mum, and I thought we would film a little chatty Q&A video whilst everybody is here in Australia, because when I posted that you guys were coming to visit, I got a lot of the same questions, a lot of DMs asking the same things. Now that our trip is coming to an end, I thought I'd film a little Q&A.
Sure.
Firstly, obviously this was the most asked question anyway, but like, how are you guys? What have you been up to? Obviously I've been speaking to them every day, but there's been no update on my channel from my family really at all since November.
You actually haven't been speaking to me every day. I've been in and out of contact with you.
Alright, I'll rephrase it. I've been speaking to mum every day and mum updates me every day.
Yeah. I've been at uni, you know, living life. That's pretty much it. It's been what, like 4 months now? 5
Nearly
months?
5, yeah.
That's quite a long time. Gym, uni.
That's it.
Travel. Not even travel. I literally haven't left
Well, you've travelled
Yorkshire.
here.
Except coming here. But yeah.
How are you?
I'm good now I'm here with you. We're all back together again.
We are.
It's been very quiet without you.
Is that an insult or a compliment?
I mean, it's stressless. I think it's stressless without you at home.
Thanks.
Sounds like
not that it's a bad
now.
thing. No. But it's just there's a whirlwind constantly when you're at home of you coming in, going out, leaving stuff around. You prefer that?
I do.
No, Lottie does it instead. Coming in, going out to the bathroom.
To be honest, yeah, you have.
Lottie is our Molly replacement.
You have still got the dog. The dog is the new eldest daughter of the house.
And she's now not here?
Yeah, that actually was a question. Somebody said, where is Lottie? I'm hoping they didn't ask that, presuming Lottie was going to be here with you guys.
It's a long flight for a dog.
I bloody wish she was. If you'd have come through the airport with Lottie, I think I would have just...
If Australia had have let her in, we would have brought her.
Lottie's in the kennel.
Lottie, yeah, sadly she has to go to the kennels because there's nobody to look after her, but we're having daily updates and she looks like she's having the best time.
I'm going to insert some photos on the screen that we've got from her. How cute are these guys? She actually looks like she's having her own little holiday, which is what I like to think, but...
She's familiar with it because she's been to that one a few times before.
And to be fair, they seem really nice. Like, they're not... It's not like a kennels where there's loads of dogs. Like, I do miss her, and I do wish she was here. I'm gonna go to the questions that you guys asked on Instagram now. Also, I really quickly want to add that the sun has just set, so the lighting is going to change throughout this video. I've done the best that I can with a very, very makeshift setup, but I can already see that the light is so different to when this video started, so I'm sorry about that.
Have you showed them the view?
In the vlog, they've already seen it. Yeah, it is an amazing view. Oh yeah, I never even said where we are.
Oh yeah, we're in Brisbane.
Brisbane just for the last day and then going back to Melbourne.
We've actually been travelling up the coast, guys, in pretty much a conventional backpacker route. Like, the only place we've actually missed that you'd do if this was a backpacking trip is Byron Bay.
And in some respects I'm quite disappointed because I found out today that Byron Bay is the most easterly point on the Australian mainland, and that would have been a cool thing to say that we've been as far east as we could possibly go.
Hey, if you watched my vlogs, Dad,
you watch your vlogs.
You would already know that Byron Bay was the most easterly point. But we had friends on the Gold Coast, and actually it was nice to spend Easter there because the weather was...
Do you drive to Byron Bay?
Yeah, from Sydney.
From Sydney?
Well, I drove from Sydney, but no, you'd fly.
Yeah,
I don't know if it has an airport.
You can't drive anywhere here, it's all flight.
Hey, we drove here.
So you can't drive. Well, apart from here.
Okay, gonna just quick fire through some questions because as you can imagine, a lot of them were very similar. The main one was, after visiting, would your family consider moving to Australia?
Yes.
Mum wants to do this thing, go on.
Like on Wanted Down Under, we flip the card.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with that, a little bit of daytime TV. Basically, at the end of the show, they vote if they want to stay in the UK or move to Australia. And all week, Mum's been like, oh, would I flip my card?
Mum would not flip the card. She would keep it on UK, for sure.
I'm going back.
I would, yeah.
Well, we're all going back.
We're all going back.
We're all going back, but I'd live here. I think the lifestyle is way more relaxed.
You'd be one of those
Feels
contestants where they hold the card flat. They always really annoyed me. You know, when you're like picking and they just hold it in the middle. I'm like, you've not decided.
I would have obviously have to have a job here. My company does have some offices in Melbourne and Sydney here, so I could easily do that. But
I think you have all 3 answers. I think you've got definitely not, maybe, and definitely yes.
You're definitely yes.
Well, the question was, would you?
Not will you.
Not will you.
Definitely.
I'm just losing both my children.
Definitely yes.
Australia.
Would you? I'm planning on hopefully coming back after I finish uni.
Are you?
Really?
No, he's not. I said this last week. Just for like,
this is an
how
exclusive,
Molly did
people.
it. No.
She really said Australia influencer.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like it.
No, you have enjoyed it. Yeah, I definitely think, let's rephrase that, because moving here is a big step.
Yeah.
I don't think you usually go on a holiday and then decide at the end of the holiday, oh, I'm actually going to move to Spain. Like, no.
No, it's not that I don't like it at all.
So to vouch, you have enjoyed it.
Absolutely, it's an incredible
Yeah,
place.
I'd live here.
definitely. And I would. Obviously, if you was all going to come here, then I would.
There you have it.
And if you could somehow get Lottie here.
Yeah, the
you
dog.
That's the difficult part.
I think you can easily see yourself fitting into this lifestyle because it's so similar to the UK. I think that like making a big bold statement being like, oh my god, like move your life to Australia, it would be wildly different. It actually probably wouldn't be because the culture is so similar.
You drive on the left.
Yeah, they do drive on the left. I just think there's enough subtle differences for it to maybe be better.
The thing is, you're a city person, and I think probably you are too, and I'm definitely not, and that's where...
I think the thing is though, this trip we've been in the 3 big cities, the 3 biggest cities.
Yeah.
We haven't done like the
like
beautiful areas. I think if you moved here, you'd want to live somewhere like Byron Bay.
Gold Coast, definitely.
Or the Gold Coast, yeah. But I mean, another one you sort of already answered, would Harry come out and do a working holiday visa?
I definitely would. I plan on it, hopefully.
What? You'd have to get a job.
Well, yeah. Working
here or there.
Working visa
here
does
or there.
imply
Working.
job.
You can do it like
What would
Molly
you do?
did it. You can come in for 3 months.
You can come in
Anybody can come in for 3 months.
Yeah, you could come in on a tourist visa.
I
but you
could.
can't live here on a tourist visa.
But I could work in... I could work behind the bar. I haven't done that yet.
That's
I worked
true.
as a waiter, but I could work behind the bar.
Are you talking about here or in the UK?
Why would I be on about in the UK?
All the Aussie barmen are
Sorry,
already in
funding
the
the
UK.
trip.
Why
Yeah,
would
actually,
why would I get a working visa in the UK?
Mum has a very good point. How are you funding getting here?
I've worked before I come
Okay.
here, but...
That's what I
In the bar.
meant. Did you mean in a bar at home or here?
No,
That's
the
what I
question was, are you going to get a working visa
Okay.
and travel here
meant. Okay.
in the UK?
So bottom line is yes, Harry would want to do a working holiday.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually shocked at because I almost thought you'd come out here and then be like, cool, fun time.
Did you actually?
A little
That's
bit,
not me.
a little bit. I thought it was going to take more persuading than it
Yeah,
did. I think
it's
on
a
day
bit-
2, Harry was like,
Pretty much.
What is something that shocked you about Australia in real life after seeing it in the vlogs? Was there any differences? Mainly for Mum this one, because I don't think these two have watched any of the vlogs.
I have.
Okay.
I'm there at 6 o'clock. and
Mum
10
was my
o'clock
first viewer, my first like on every video.
to see what you're up to. Shocked.
Was there like any differences? Did you get here and think, oh that looked different, oh that was different?
The weather in Melbourne, to begin with.
Yeah, we were lulled here under false pretenses.
Yeah,
it was
a lot
cold.
I apologise about
Yeah.
that, but it is, and I sound like a bloody stuck record, but it's turning into autumn.
Yeah.
Or winter even now.
For me, the thing that I was pleasantly surprised at, because that doesn't come over in any of the vlogs because you don't really talk about it much, but everybody complains about how long it takes to get to Australia, and actually the flight over here, I would do it again.
Yeah, definitely,
Probably.
definitely.
Well, you're going to have to, the other way.
I've got to go home, yeah. But no, I would definitely do it maybe once or twice a year even, without thinking, oh god, that's a long flight.
Mum was like, we're doing what? But do you agree?
Absolutely, it was absolutely fine. But then I slept the entire journey. So.
I didn't, and it still didn't feel that
Mum
bad,
is
so.
one of few people that I know that boards a plane and she's asleep for the whole flight. And I'm like,
When she's not crying at movies.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the film that you watched?
It was just nice, and it made me cry. And Harry didn't know what to do with me because
I genuinely thought she'd got like some devastating news mid-flight somehow. No, she was watching a happy film.
I imagine you were just a bit overwhelmed with
Possibly.
emotion, tired.
It's a very emotional film. It's called A Man Named Otto or something like that. It's Tom Hanks, and I really enjoyed it, but it's really emotional.
Mum has banged on about this movie
No,
since
you
she
watch it.
got here.
I'm
So
watching it on the way back.
no, when you leave, I'm gonna watch it, and I think maybe if I'm overwhelmed with emotion because I've just been abandoned in Australia.
Hey!
Left. No, honestly, yeah, I think I'll watch it and probably also cry. I've never heard of it, so if you've watched that film,
It's new.
let me know in the comments.
We also didn't really get jet lag either, did we?
so weird, guys.
Well, I was
Right?
so disappointed with us.
This was another question. How did they get over the jet lag? Because your itinerary was pretty busy, which is very true. We've been pretty full on. Like, this wasn't really a restful holiday.
Agreed.
No.
No, we need another one now.
Yeah, I think you're going home to rest. They didn't get over the jet lag because they didn't have it.
I think what helps is if you arrive into Australia in the evening
Yeah,
Australia
definitely.
time, which we did, 7 p.m. By the time we got our bags and got back to Melbourne, into Melbourne City, it was like
for bed.
9 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's bedtime. So, because we were so tired because of the flight and everything, fell asleep, woke up the next morning, oh, it's
Honestly,
7 a.m.
I still managed to sleep the entire night as well as sleeping on the plane.
I don't know how you did it, but I thought the next day, like Tom and I had planned like a bit of a tour of Melbourne, and I thought about 4 p.m. we'll need to go back because I want to go to sleep then. No, I was honestly so shocked. Like, obviously it's a tiring journey, and I think there's a massive difference though between being tired and being jet lagged. Like, I do think they're not the same feeling.
I was also already on this time zone before we left because I have been living in a uni, so it's actually been really good for me.
It just gets up at 8 AM.
I've been living a normal life for like 2 weeks. It's been weird.
Maybe you're already Australian.
I think that's what I mean. I think it's in my blood. My time zones are already synced.
Harry is the only person I can text like in the middle of the day in Australia, and he's always up. It's so bizarre because I'm like, why not sleep? Why not
a
sleep?
uni schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
Being a student.
Okay, this is going to be a quick one. We don't need to deliberate. Favourite city that you've visited? I'm going to stay out of it because I actually can't pick.
You mean destination en route? Because we've had 3 cities and 1
No, I
city.
mean city. Don't include the Gold Coast.
So we're just talking Melbourne, Sydney or here?
Yeah, because I think also if you're watching this planning to come to Australia to live, there are 3 big locations people pick between.
I don't think that's a fair question though.
It's
Because
so different.
they all have their pros and cons. If I had to pick, I think I would go Melbourne.
Yeah?
But that was probably, I'm swayed by the F1, which I don't think is a fair representation because
That happens once a year.
It's once a year, so
But it was good.
it was good. And we haven't been here long enough to stay on here either.
Yeah, I do think Brisbane is another city, kind of like Melbourne, where you maybe need a little bit longer to get to know it. I feel like you land into Sydney and everything is there in front of you. You're like, oh my god, the Opera House, the bridge, blah, blah, blah. Melbourne and Brisbane maybe need a bit more exploration.
Yeah.
I think Melbourne's slightly more photogenic and
I don't know.
the river. I don't know because
I think Sydney's a more photogenic city.
Do
I
you?
think that it's got all the icons.
I think there's more going on in Melbourne than
Definitely more.
But that was again because the F1.
what lets Melbourne down this time of year is its
the
weather.
weather, yeah.
And who wants to be like in a high-rise city in the cold and rain?
Me, apparently.
Anyone in the UK?
Yeah, for anybody in London. The consensus was we can't decide, so
Not
that's
really.
good.
No, we
Sydney.
edged it to Melbourne.
Okay.
So you said Melbourne?
No, I think Sydney just gets.
All right, okay.
If
Change
I
your
was
mind.
to come back to live, I would choose the beach areas. The
Yeah, I would
Gold
choose Gold
Coast, yeah,
Coast,
that
but
wasn't a
she said
question.
I wasn't allowed.
No, but that's not a city. Actually, maybe it is a city. I don't even know.
So-
Okay, this one is specifically for Harry. Somebody said, can you do a uni update? Usually we film like a drive with me every couple of months.
A uni update. I am about to finish 2nd year, which is quite mad. I am sort of midway through my exams and I've had a little hiatus in Australia during them, so that's fun. Probably not the best idea. I wouldn't highly recommend doing that.
Yeah.
But
Timing was a little off, but it's okay.
I got ahead with work a little
Taking
bit.
a photo of the sunset right now.
Carry on.
Okay.
Just ignore me.
What is he doing? I got a little bit ahead with work so I could come here, and then I've got a few more exams when I get back. It finishes again in May. It's such a short, like,
So short.
academic year really. It's like that's pretty much it, so it's going well.
And then you've just got one more year
One more
left.
year, yeah.
I actually
Well,
can't
I could do a
believe-
master's, but who knows, probably not.
But of this degree, of this course.
I mean, it's still the same course if it's a master's.
No, not necessarily.
Well, yeah. but-
Loads of people do masters in different courses.
He's going to be here.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to be here.
You could
I could do a
masters here.
gap
Yeah, you
year.
could.
No, not a gap year.
Sponsored by
Placement year here.
Melbourne sports team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Work for the Melbourne F1.
That's
For
one
1 week.
One weekend. I don't think that's.
All right.
For sport, Melbourne.
I don't-
Short answer is it's going good. Thank you very much for asking.
Oh.
Yeah, that's lovely. Hardest thing about being apart and not living in the same country at the moment. Mum?
Don't all answer too quickly.
Oh,
Nothing.
Molly to answer because that question was for you.
No, it's for you. All these questions are for you, not
All
for
right.
me.
Obviously I miss you incredibly, but having been here and seeing how happy you are and met all your friends, that's quite refreshing. And it's obviously I see it in the vlog and I speak to you every day, but it's nice to actually see it.
Yeah.
But I do miss you incredibly.
That was something nice about Melbourne actually, because the F1 was on and everybody that we knew in Melbourne pretty much was at the F1. It was a nice opportunity for you guys to get to like meet the people we've been hanging out with in real life. So it also helps put like faces to names. Like otherwise it's like, oh, I'm meeting this person who obviously these guys don't have a clue who that is.
That was
So
really
that was nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think would be
Do it.
hard? And I actually thought this when we were talking. So Mum has a friend that lives in Adelaide who we actually met up with, and if you watch the Melbourne vlog you'll already know this. But you hadn't seen her for like how many years?
Since you were 2.
21 years.
Yeah, that was so lovely.
Right, but what must have been so hard when she moved back was if you wanted to communicate, you had to write home.
Yeah,
like
that's-
an actual letter. You're talking what, once a month? once a few
Probably not
months.
even that, yeah.
That would have been so much harder. I think we don't realise how lucky we are now to be able to like
it makes a massive difference.
FaceTime home.
Yeah.
But I do also think that, I don't know if I'm just saying this because obviously I've been so busy, but it's passing so quickly. Like obviously our real plan is only to be here for this year, and then we're gonna see what happens after that.
You'll come home and Harry will come.
Yeah, true. But I do think that actually the time is just flying by. Like I thought this visa would feel like such a long time, but I literally feel like I left yesterday.
But the hardest part will be when we go home, because that will then be the longest period you've never been at home.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, it
So
will be a
what
long
about
time,
you?
but equally it is going to fly by, and I go away a lot with work, so I'm kind of used to being away for a few days.
That's true, yeah.
You're usually, when you was in the UK even, you were away here, there and everywhere.
Yeah.
You were rarely at home for more than 2 nights.
That's true, yeah. I think that we're all like in a lot, but also all out a lot. Like our house at home is like a revolving door.
Oh, it is. The
It's
poor dog.
Yeah.
She just watches people come and go with suitcases like
She
that.
does.
No, but she actually has like, she knows a suitcase now. When she when she sees a suitcase, the dog is like,
She sits on her sad stuff.
She does.
She
looks
does.
really sad, but
she will be so excited when you guys go and pick her up though. Can you please send me a video?
I'll film it.
Yeah.
Please, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'll insert it.
Put it in the vlog.
I'll insert it.
Yeah.
Here's the clip of us reuniting with Lottie.
No one for me.
Okay, this one's for Harry, really quickly. Well, actually, all of you, I guess. Who's your F1 team?
That's such a hard question. It's not like football. You don't
No,
have
it's
a
not.
team as such. But if I had the British drivers,
Yeah.
obviously, so McLaren and Mercedes predominantly. I am a big fan of Gasly, so I do like the Alpines. And I'm a big fan of Gunter, so I like Haas.
And you love Charles.
And I like Charles, so I like Ferrari. Pretty much anyone but Red Bull, to give you a short answer.
Are we all in agreement with that?
Yeah, I'm agreed with that.
You had your flag
Yeah.
with you. We were just.
I
repping
did buy
you.
an Aston Martin t-shirt
Yeah.
for the polo shirt for the race.
There
but
was a point where we all looked a bit confused.
No,
Dad
no,
was in
but
Aston
that's how
Martin,
it is, though.
Harry was in McLaren, I was in McLaren, Tom was in Mercedes. I was like, oh dear. But I don't know how it works.
an
really.
eclectic mix.
I think we'll end on this one because this one made me laugh. How do your parents compare the British East Coast to the Aussie East Coast?
What about me?
Oh, you and you.
Warmer.
It's definitely warmer, and the sea is a different colour.
It's
Gold
cleaner.
Coast has nothing on Bridlington. The Bridlington waters are clear, crystal. You can drink straight from it. The Gold Coast, vile, brown, scummy, cold. It's you don't want to go there. True.
However, fish and chips is way better on the east coast.
That's
of the UK.
true.
That is true.
That is
Can't
a
do
fact.
fish and chips here.
Yeah. Earlier today, actually, Harry asked me what would be one thing that you think Britain trumps Australia on. And I honestly think my only answers are the food cultures, because I do kind of miss those home comforts. Like, not that I would eat fish and chips because I'm a veggie, but the east coast of England is obviously iconic, especially the Yorkshire coast, for fish and chips and pubs and like hearty meals, and like that is the only thing.
You said drinking as well.
Proper
Drinking
full
culture.
Yeah.
Full-size pints.
Yeah.
Not schooners.
Yeah, they're weird with drinks here. Weird,
The
but
thing with the coast as well, like what you were saying yesterday, all the cafes and everything, there's such a culture, and they're open so early.
Yeah.
Everybody is just sat by the beach side.
Yeah.
They'll go for a coffee at like sunrise.
Yeah, what
That
time
would
were
be
we
sick.
there?
Well, we were there.
6:30.
That wouldn't be a thing
the
at
cafe.
home.
No.
At
Can you
all.
actually imagine walking your dog on the beach in the UK at 6 AM, which I'm sure people do, in fact they definitely do.
We don't.
No, we don't. But people do. And then expecting to be able to go for a full breakfast also at 6 AM, where the restaurant will actually be full with other people also doing that. Like, that's not in the UK at all, really. Or at least not in...
But it's
East
also not
Yorkshire.
like 20 plus degrees
Yeah.
at 6
True,
AM. So.
true. I am sure though, I can actually vouch, because I've been to St Kilda on a wet and rainy day, and if you catch the beach here on a bad day and it's cold, there isn't the biggest difference. Anyway, I just thought I'd end on that because it made me laugh. Guys, we are going to wrap this up because the sun has set and we're going to go for some food. If you are wondering where Tom is in this video, by the way, he's basically...
He's fed up of us, he wants us to go home.
No, I just thought it'd be nice to have this, just the four of us answering these questions, because ultimately Tom and I have answered these questions. Oh my god!
That was fine.
You just getting him back for the other day when he pushed you over? Yeah, I thought that because Tom and I have answered these questions, I would get these guys' opinions.
Very good. Been a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
That's okay. Thank you for visiting me. Honestly, it's actually insane. Like, when I obviously said that I was coming out to Australia, I don't think we actually really planned that you guys were going to come and visit until after I'd already left.
Not
No,
at all.
no.
Like, it wasn't set in stone.
Christmas.
This
Yeah.
wasn't a plan from when I left the UK, so it's so surreal, even still after 2 weeks, having you actually like be on the other side of the world. It's just crazy.
We couldn't go a year without seeing you.
No.
Well, I couldn't anyway.
No. It has been so lovely. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If for whatever reason you haven't seen any of the vlogs from these guys being in Australia, there will be 3 videos already up on my channel from our little mini East Coast road trip. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm gonna go. I shall see you in the next vlog where sadly these guys probably will have already left. But yeah, bye guys.
Bye.